Hi there. My name is Adam, and I wanted to talk to you for a couple of minutes about energetic attraction, which is one of the coaching programs at the Game and Thriving Academy. And I've been involved with it for um, 6, 7 months now. And the fact that I'm even making this Facebook Live video uh, as a testimonial is evidence of how successful the program is because when I started, I didn't really have much self confidence. I didn't like the way that I looked on. Hi, Warren. I didn't like the way that I looked on video or in photos. It was very camera shy, and I just was not very comfortable in my own skin. And I really transformed over the last uh, several months. And let me just give you a brief background as to how I started. Um, I spent most of 2019 recovering from a very very severe bout of depression. And towards the end of the year, I was feeling considerably better through therapies and all the other, arrows in the quiver. Uh, the many components because it's usually not just one thing. Hi, Jamie. Good to see you. Good to be seen. And anyway, I knew that I was doing much better, but I had kind of plateaued, and so there were areas that I wanted to explore in more depth, and one of them was dating and relationships, which I um, let's just say had a few challenges with. And so I joined up the a gay dating success system, and I found the tutorials to be very practical, and the calls, the Q&A sessions were very helpful. Um, and even though the suggestions were very concrete and useful, unlike a lot of other advice in the area of dating, which can be very abstract. I don't think I was quite getting it. I was struggling to do things like putting up a dating profile because putting up a dating profile, you want to sell your best self, and I wasn't quite able to do that. Not that I couldn't write well or I couldn't express myself or take good photos, but that I didn't internally believe the things that I was um, advertising about myself, and so it felt difficult. Um, and they say that you should write what you know, and so I could write and I could say, oh, I'm XYZ, but if I didn't internalize it and really feel it in my core being, then it would have been kind of fake and phony. And so I re-upped and I went to the next level, which was energetic attraction. And I found that after visiting some of the early modules in that um, series, I developed much more confidence and felt better about myself and was better able to approach some of the tasks related to dating. And I find now I am considerably much more confident um, around other people in social contexts, uh, to the extent that there are any social contexts these days with everybody uh, everybody in quarantine or some form thereof. But even in online uh, interactions and other forms of communication, uh, I don't have the kind of I don't carry around the anxiety and the fear that I used to have. This the this this doom of rejection that it was going to destroy me, or that if I wasn't absolutely perfect in every single way, that people were just going to look for flaws and find something wrong with me. Turns out that the person who was doing that fault finding was myself. And so, I was able to learn to give myself a break. The interesting thing that I've noticed is that I see this kind of transformation in other areas of my life that have nothing to do with dating a relationship. I think I present myself with a much greater degree of self assuredness and conviction and clarity, um, either in the way that I communicate or the way that I, express my thoughts and my desires and my hopes and aspirations. And as I said at the beginning, um, having dealt with a stammer as a child, you may have picked up an occasional interruption here or there. Don't adjust your screen. Um, Having grown up with a speech impediment and not having very high self confidence, I would force myself to communicate. For example, raising my hand in class, but I didn't feel very good about the way that I was coming across. That's totally changed. And the exciting thing, and I have kind of a confession to make, is that I'm not finished with the program. I really had planned to do one module or course a week, um, but life happens and you get busy, and it's not tested the way that you would do if you were in school. And unfortunately, I kind of fell behind a little. But the fact that I've come this far and the fact that I didn't even finish is all the more evidence that there's so much more room to grow and expand. And that's just one example I just gave you right there, is the kind of um, viewing things as opportunities and positive rather than negative, as opposed to, oh, I didn't finish, I'm such a loser. It's, look how far I've come, and look at how much more there is to go. So basically, what I'm telling you is that if it can work for me, it can work for anybody. I'm pretty skeptical of a lot of these things. I'm a student of science. I have a background in psychology. So some of this sounded a little kind of new agey at first. One of the things I did notice is that there are elements in the trainings. They really cull from a variety of different sources. So not everything is necessarily going to resonate with you, especially the first time you become exposed to something. So there is an element of practice, and you certainly will have many opportunities for that. And um, so I want to strongly encourage people to investigate this option further if you are looking for opportunities to uh, take your life to the next level. If you don't want to invest in psychotherapy or other forms of self improvement, all of which have their own value and benefit. For me, it was kind of like wearing a belt and suspenders. The more things I was able to pull together from my arsenal, the stronger I became. And I'm still getting stronger. So to wrap this up, if you are curious about um, the coaching academy, you can write something in the comments or contact me, maybe send me a private message here in Facebook, or somebody can, and either myself or somebody else will reach out to you and maybe give you some more information. So thank you for watching, and this was really pushing my boundaries and getting out of my comfort zone, and that's what this is all about, because discomfort is where growth really exists. Thank you.